Welcome back to Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk as we get you ready for a Father's Day Sunday, and we hope that you and your family are having a great one this weekend. Looking forward to celebrating it tomorrow, and I know everybody does it a little differently, but whether you're out playing a round of golf or maybe playing some basketball with your kids or maybe watching a movie together or eating a meal together or whatever you're going to be doing, just enjoy it. And as we said earlier, we can take it for granted spending time with our families and spending time with our parents. And many of you that have lost your parents out there are now parents yourself to your youngsters. So use the time wisely, enjoy your time, and hope you have a great day in the Lord. And we'll look forward to some more news coming up. Next segment, we're going to talk about some NBA basketball. We're going to talk about the NHL hockey. That's right, the Bruins win it in 7 games, and we'll get you ready for NASCAR in Chicago tomorrow. So a lot of sports for you dads to watch. And T.Ray, one of the things that we've talked about in the past and that our society is definitely not going to change, and when I talk to Christians out there, whether it's at a church or whether it's just in casual conversation, a lot of people say, well, why is it so important? Why is entertainment such a big deal? Why is sports such a big deal? Well, people do not realize that even in this recession that there's more money spent on entertainment and sports than any other thing that goes on in this country. And whether we like it or not, athletes, whether they're good examples or poor examples, actors, people that are famous and in the limelight, impact our young people because you said it earlier, a lot of families are split up. A lot of times when kids come home after school, it's the television set, the computer, their cell phone, whatever it is that's entertaining them. So it's crucial that we compete at a high level. And, of course, you've done that at Ethnographic Media through Into the Spear and other films that are out there. Where are we at right now in terms of sports and entertainment in competing with the world?
I think our game is getting better. You can have a JV effort to be able to reach and speak to the choir, but at some point, in order to reach and fulfill the Great Commission, you have to compete with Hollywood's best. We don't have a Christian NFL football team. No, what a coach does is he needs to get the best players, but a Christian coach creates an environment where those players can see what faith looks like lived out. And especially here on Father's Day, there's not a more beautiful, wonderful term than the word coach, because in so many kids' lives, that's the last level of authority. That is the individual that is a stand-in for an absentee father is that guy by the name of coach. So here's the scoop. There's not a more beautiful title than coach, because that coach in some ways is playing a father figure influence on men and women that are athletes. And even in the schools, of having that influence of the coach, of the discipline, of a caring voice that says, you can do better. I believe in you. Not only on the field, but off the field. And that's what's beautiful about not only Father's Day, but on coaches. Because, Roman, we can think back to the coaches that impacted our life. I talked with a coach of mine at Brown. His name's Ron Brown, one of the head assistants at Nebraska, coaching there. And just to be able to talk to him last week, just say, Coach, I love you. Because you know what? He believed in me, and he pushed me to become better as an athlete, but also better as a person.
Well, that's how it was for me as well. I mean, my parents divorced when I was 9 years old, and if it had not been for coaches, teachers, youth pastors, other parents that took an interest in my brothers and I'm not sure where I'd be today. And I think that from a Christian perspective, in terms of coming to know Christ as my personal Savior and Lord, that made a big deal, because we can only understand what we see lived out. And that's true in sports, with a coach, as you said. That's true with us as fathers and our fathers. That's true with teachers, that when they live the life, and it's much more than words, it makes a powerful impact. And that's what we like to do with pictures. That's why the sight is so important for men, why our movies and documentaries and short films and other things that we're doing are critical to reaching out to youngsters, and especially reaching out to men and to families. And it's like I've been trying to tell people out there, go to our Facebook page at Roman Gabriel III, Sold Out TV, Sold Out Youth Ministries. Take a look at the promos of this Tony Dungy film, because, yes, we have a lot of glitz and a lot of great players and a lot of great backgrounds from Super Bowl week, but really the most important message from that film we did on Coach Dungy was his philosophy of being a good father, his philosophy of making an impact with other men in your life, his philosophy of accountability, his philosophy of being a good husband. Those are things that it's tough for women to talk to men about. But when they see it in a successful coach, not just on success on the field, but that you can take those lessons and you can take that information and put it to use in your personal life, that's when we get power, right?
You bet, because sometimes the words of the Bible are difficult to understand until you see it lived out in a life of another individual. And that's what we've seen through athletics. And really the Dawson McAllister Association and our back engine, thehopeline.com, is where people can connect with a hope coach. So if a youth between the ages of 13 and 29 just needs to have a caring voice, if they don't feel like they can talk to a parent or coach, connect with thehopeline.com. Call 1-800-394-HOPE and talk with someone around what are your issues. And I think just having a caring voice and someone can speak into you, it kind of lifts the clouds of confusion to have someone say, I care about you, I'm willing to listen, let's walk together. And that's what we do with hope coaches around the country.
Okay, now T.Ray, give us that again. If people want help in the way that you're talking about, and that could be a drug problem, that could be hopelessness, that could be suicidal, that could be just wanting to talk to somebody. Where do they go?
Yes, they can dial 1-800-394-HOPE, or they can engage through the web at thehopeline.com. And there they can chat with a hope coach, they can email a hope coach, or talk to a person right then about the issue that they're facing. And we have such wonderful strategic partners. Even last year, 500 kids that were literally on the ledge, we were able to intervene with thehopeline.com and our strategic partners to walk them out.
And young people that want to engage,
Yes.
people that want to engage in the program themselves personally on Sunday nights, what time is Dawson's program on, and where can they find it?
The best place for them to go is thehopeline.com. We're on 130 top 40 secular stations throughout the U.S., and they'll be able to go online and find the specific time and the stations that they're on. But we're reaching around 1 million kids a week, and we're hoping to expand that footprint. Because right now, Roman, there are 50 million kids between the ages of 13 and 29. And through our efforts and your efforts, we're only reaching about 2%. Let's double it this next year. We need people to engage, become hope coaches and volunteers. We need people to engage in sold-out youth ministries, not only in funding, but in being volunteers. And it's time to stand up and to be a moral GPS and to give America's youth hope, because there's hope in Jesus.
Before I let you go, T.Ray, we're trying to get people to go to our Facebook, to write in to get our DVDs, our Tony Dungy DVDs and our other DVDs we have. You've seen these programs. What is it that parents can look forward to in these programs?
Well, a lot of times kids, they're very discerning. They know when they're trying to be manipulated, and they also know media. They know it well, even better than their parents and grandparents. This is something that connects with them around issues that they're passionate, but it's presented in a way that is palatable to them. Because for this generation, the sight and sound generation, it doesn't look right, it doesn't sound right, they can't even get to the content. Now, our generation and older, it's about content first, and then we give people permission, but not this generation. It's got to look right and sound right, and then we win permission to speak into their life and to share the content that could be life-changing for them. So I encourage them to get involved and sold out, and to get these short films, these documentaries, because it can not only impact you, but it can impact your kids and your sports teams and your community.
T.Ray, I appreciate it, and of course it's always great having you come in, and I know that we've got some plans down the line that we'd like to talk to people about of other things that we're doing to be more creative, to be more impactful, and to make a difference in young people's lives using the world of sports to do so. And here at Sold Out, we're excited that you came in and excited that you share with us. And do me a favor, man, have a great Father's Day, and we'll look forward to visiting with you soon, and safe travels.
Thanks, my friend.